Hi, it's Claire from the Yoga Chapel. Welcome to day 3. Today we're going to learn about Uttanasana, which is powerful pose, and Uttanasana, forward fold. Let's get into the warm-up. Starting in a seated position, moving the flesh of the bum back to sit on those sit bones, and then just slowly coming to your breath. Closing the eyes if that's comfortable. Let's just take a big sigh. Start breathing in and out through the nose or mouth. And then focus that breath all the way into the belly. Feel the belly rise and then fall. Just training our nervous system to come to that parasympathetic nervous system to rest and digest. Bring your hands to the side. Inhale your arms into a V position. Exhale your hands down beside you. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, palms come up, look up. Exhale down. Keeping that right hand down, inhale your left arm up. Exhale, bend towards the right. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale to the left. Let's do 2 more like that on your own breath. Here we're just warming up the spine, finding our side body. And come through center. Let's stretch our legs out long, focusing on the inner parts and outer parts of our leg. Stretching back and forth. And relax the feet. Back through center, pushing those heels towards the ground. Toes coming towards the shin. Shoulders out of the ears. Back as straight as possible. Chin in line with the chest. We're going to do those bends again, dropping our right hand to the side. Inhale our left arm up, keeping that engagement with the legs as we bend towards the right. Inhale our arms up. Exhale, bend. And let's do 2 more in that position. Inhale our arms up. Feel our legs working, maintaining this posture, maybe bending a little bit deeper, and working with your own breath. Come through center, drop your hands down, bring your legs together, and then we're going to come onto our back body. Bringing those knees in towards the chest and just a little rock from side to side. Drop the left foot to the ground, lengthen your right leg up, pushing that heel towards the ceiling. Getting into our hamstring. If this is too much, keeping your knee bent. You really want to maintain that back on the floor, the back of the head down. If you want to add a little bit more, just lengthening that left leg out, pushing that heel towards the floor. Let's tent our left fingertips out to the side as we bring our right leg out, working on that inner leg, that groin. And you can keep your right hand onto your thigh. Inhale that right leg back up, using that core muscles. And then drop that right leg to the left, tenting the right fingertips and the left fingertips to stretch out that side leg. Inhale back up. Bring that knee back towards your chest. Rock and roll that hip around its socket. Bring that knee closer to the armpit. And then work the opposite way. And let's do that stretch one more time. Lengthening that right leg, pushing that heel towards the ceiling. Drop that right leg out to the right, tent the left fingertips. Inhale that right leg back up. Drop the right leg to the left. Inhale that right leg up. Bring that knee towards the chest. Bring the left knee towards the chest and rock and roll. Let's do that sequence on the left side. Drop the right foot towards the floor. Lengthen the left leg up. Push that heel towards the ceiling. Maybe using those hands behind your hamstrings. Give you a little bit more length. Either stay with your knee bent or lengthen the right leg down. Push the heel towards the floor. Drop the right fingertips towards the floor. Drop your left leg out to the left. Inhale that left leg back up. Bring that left leg over to the right. Inhale that left leg back up. Bend that left knee towards your chest and just rotate around that left hip. Moving your knee closer to your armpit and then move in the opposite direction. Inhale that left leg up again. Lengthen that left leg to the left. Bring that left leg up on the inhale. Exhale to the right. Inhale back through center. Bring that left knee in towards your chest. This time, dropping your left knee out to the left into fallen tree. Arms into a T position, losing the engagement with the feet, and just a little relaxation here. Letting gravity move towards your hip. Your left knee comes closer to the floor. Okay. Lengthening that left leg. Bring that right leg in for fallen tree on the right. Lengthen that right leg. Bring your feet together. Roll into a fetal position. And then slowly come back to seated. Then we're going to meet Joan, and she's going to teach us our next sequence.
Hey everyone, so I'm Joni, and we're going to run through Uttanasana and Badaknasana. Uttanasana meaning powerful position, kind of looks like a chair, like you're sitting back into a chair. It's more of an activating, powerful position, kind of activating the quads and the core muscles, arms, but I'll show you different variations. Uttanasana so standing forward fold, is kind of a stretch of the back of the legs and a little bit of a nice release after that powerful position. So they work really nicely together, and that's kind of why we kind of combine them together. Claire's going to help me show you different angles of this pose so that she can be your teacher as I can teach you through her body. Okay, we're going to get right into it. So coming right back up to a standing position. So remember, everything's kind of added on in this progression series that we're trying to build. So for mountain position, so let's give ourselves a moment to take our feet hip-width distance apart, toes in line. So you're looking at your feet like number 11s, right? So the inside of the toes meaning the inside of the heels. And so the shoulders onto the back. Close the eyes, tune into the floor underneath your feet. So the palms open forward, allowing the belly to start to breathe deeper in and out through the nose. So if you're coming into that yogic or ujjayi breath in through the nose, out through the nose. Remember, the breath is the most challenging, so know if you need to breathe in and out through the mouth, do that. And even though that standing is kind of a passive position, we want to be aware of our legs connected to our torso, connected to our neck. We have this long line from the center of the head all the way down through the spine and then all the way down through the legs, rooting us into the earth. We're taking that moment to connect to our practice so that we're committed to the next 30 or so minutes together. All right, let's bring the hands towards the center line of the chest to bow gently to your body. We're just going to start by awakening the upper body, the upper torso with some half flows. Take an inhale, sweep the arms up, look up. Exhale, hands towards the center line of the chest. Take a breath in, look up to the ceiling. Exhale, look down to the fingertips. And just one more. Inhale, roll the shoulders, look up towards the sky. Exhale, hands towards the center line of the chest, look down to the fingertips. Inhale, look all the way up. Exhale, look into the body. All right, let's get right into the position. So we're going to try coming into toes together. I'm going to turn Claire to the side. You won't see her feet together, but you'll see mine together. So she's going to bring the toes together, also the heels together. So we're going to think about the inside of the feet. That will allow the knees to stay tight together. So different when we're hip-width distance apart. Now we're going to just give this a little bit of a moment in Tadasana position. So the same thing's going to happen with her shoulders. She's going to try to activate slightly through her pelvis, push through her feet, and reach out through the head. So showing you from this position, toes, heels together, the knees are pushing together, even have a slight squeeze or a press, a compression against the knees. Now, if you close the eyes, the balance will be a little bit more challenged than the feet hip-width distance apart. Again, you might notice the body sway right to left, forward and back. The body's searching for that equilibrium or that center of gravity. And notice if you slightly squeeze the knees together, the ankles or the heels together, the toes together, you're going to activate those quads. You're going to pull up away from the knees. This is a good start. Now, if this gives you at all too much of a challenge, we can always practice powerful position with the feet slightly hip-width distance apart. Claire's going to keep her toes together. I'm going to keep my toes together so that you can see it from this angle. All right. Let's bring the arms out in front of us. So you want to imagine that you're pushing into my hands. So if you just look quickly, Claire's going to give as much energy as she can into my hands. And if I let go, she's going to let go, right? So you want that much energy into your visualization of the shoulders. So Claire's going to keep that. She's going to keep the ribs so she doesn't pigeon her chest, right? That's the key here. This is the first line of action, shoulders in line with elbows, in line with wrists. Good, legs are together and strong. She's squeezing in towards center. Awesome. Okay, now just from here, you're gonna bend the knees just an inch, right? So you're allowing the hips to pull back like into a squat. Look down and see if you can see the tips of the toes. So instead, if she was to bend the knees all the way forward, she's losing that squat back. She's losing the hip. So if you can come back up, Claire, to straight legs, let's allow the hips to pull back and then the knees to bend, and she should see the tips of her big toes. Spread the toes, keep hugging those knees in tightly, allowing that hinge to find from the hip. Not losing the low back, so you want to be strong in the back body. There it is. See that slight tuck of the pelvis forward. Lengthen through the spine, the top of the head, relax through the shoulders. Good. So she's still powering through those hands. Pull that chest slightly back. Good. So from this angle, you should see my legs kind of squeezing together, that inner rotation of the thighs into the pelvis, shoulders down onto my back. I'm pushing through my feet. The hinge is from the hips. Let's stay there for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's slowly come up, relax the hands. Let's bring the arms up in front. So the palms face down. This time you're going to turn the palms to face one another inside the body. So the thumbs are facing up towards the sky. Good. Let's start with the arms. So lifting the arms in line with the ears. Now, Claire's going to over-exaggerate and lift and pop the chest to get into that position. It's not what we want. We want to keep the spine in that Tadasana position. So for Claire, she's going to come forward slightly with those arms, not quite in line with the ears. Good. Imagine she's hugging a block with the hands. She's going to bend the knees just like she did from hinging from the hips into that squat position. Good. Noticing the squeeze of the inside of the legs. Awesome. Looking forward into that horizon line. Yes. Right, so belly is engaged. Lifting the arms. So if I'm lifting my arms up, I'm not going to pigeon. You're going to stay with it. You're going to stay core, ribs pulling away from hips. You're going to allow that squat to get a little bit deeper if it's in. Squeeze the inside of the knees like there's a block there. Block through the hands. Stay with it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come all the way up. Take the feet wide, drop the arms, kind of shake that off. How is that, Claire?
Hard.
Hard. Okay. So we're going to add one more. Remember, if your position is here and feet width distance apart, you're just going to keep doing the 3 sets with us so we can start to build and get stronger and move to a different variation over time. All right. Same cues. Bring the toes together, heels together, squeeze the inside of the knees together, allow the bum to pull down towards the heels. So the action in Tadasana where that action is pulling towards the heels rather than behind you. Keep that strong core by tucking the pelvis. We're going to turn the arms up in front like you're pushing against 2 pullers or pushing into my hands. Roll the shoulders. Good. Keep the ribs cutting together. Let's bring the palms to face so the thumbs face up. Good. Let's sweep the arms up in line with the ears or as high as your range of motion goes in your shoulders. Keep the ribs tucked in. Perfect. Now, if you can pull the hands to touch, you're going to push the hands together. I'm going to do that variation. Claire's going to hang out here like she's hugging a block, right? Squeezing the shoulder blades, visualization. And then let's come into it. Let's hinge from the hips, bend the knees, hug the thighs, hug the toes, hug the heels together. Keep that long back. For me, I'm going to push my palms together, roll the shoulders down, push into my hands so I have something to resist against, pushing against the toes and the knees, keeping the belly strong. Stay with it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come all the way up. Relax, and then shaking that out. Really good. Uttanasana, Uttanasana. Uttanasana, powerful position. So we've done that in 3 ways, right? Let's add into a little bit of a flow with our circulation, and then we'll come into Uttanasana, forward fold. Toes together, heels slightly apart. Take an inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands towards the center line of the chest. Let's reach the arms forward. Take a breath. Exhale, sit down and back, Uttanasana, or powerful position. Hug the knees together. Stay here, turn the palms to face each other, thumbs face up. Squeeze the knees together, squeeze the bum together, sit down and back a little lower. Take a breath in, weight into the toes. On the exhale, pull the arms up or keep the arms where they are. So I'll keep my arms where they are, palms facing down. Keeping the hands so they're hugging into a block or squeeze the palms together. Looking forward, shoulders out of the ears. Stay for that breath in. Stay for that breath out. Inhale, reach, look up towards the thumbs into a little bit of back bend. Exhale, hands towards the center line of the chest. Really nice. Breath in and breath out. Let's bring the hands onto the hips. Take the feet hip width distance apart. Good. Claire's going to turn back to the side. Let's come into our forward fold. Forward fold we're going to do in 3 versions. First version, we're going to hinge from the hips, bend the knees, drop the forearm onto our thighs. Good. So if there's any lower back problems, as in the articulation or the movement of your spine, this is a good beginning of your forward fold. Remember, you're not moving past your range of motion. You want to stay within your body so you can get deeper over time and not blow out your nervous system. Good. So let's stay here. It's actually a really nice restorative position. My bum's pulling back. I'm trying to pull my pelvis into my body, letting my head hang heavy, my hands hang heavy. Take a breath in and a long breath out. And you're going to use your hands, your right hand onto the right thigh, left hand on the left thigh, and help your body come all the way back to straight legs. Roll the shoulders down and back. Good. Remember, that's one version. Second version, let's bring the toes together, heels slightly apart. Take a breath in, sweep the arms up. Exhale, sweep the arms out, hinge from the heels or the hips, and drop the fingertips to the floor. Drop the head heavy, bend the knees. So a common mistake in Uttanasana or forward fold is that we straighten the legs and the belly comes away from the thighs. Doesn't really help our position. It kind of over exaggerates the low back. Okay, so an easy way to change it is bend the knees deeply. Now see how Claire's belly is kind of sandwiched to her thighs. Let the weight kind of fall in towards the front of the toes without losing the heels. Good. Now her hip bones are basically in line with her heels, right? The head is allowing to hang heavy and we're taking some of that pressure off of the back body. Good. So this is the option. Fingertips tented to the floor or to a block. I'll show you from this standing position slightly to the side. So my toes are together. I'm going to bend my knees to sandwich my thighs towards my belly. Let the head hang heavy. Let the blood fall in towards the brain. Take a breath in and take a breath out. We're going to bend the knees, bring the left hand to the thigh, right hand to the thigh. Keep the chin tucked as you slowly come all the way up the legs. Stack the spine, let the head come up last. Take a long breath in to get oxygen in, and a long breath in to let that all go. Really good. We're going to build onto this pose. One last one. I'll show you a little bit tighter. Claire's going to give you the variation. Take a breath in, sweep up, lift up. Exhale, hinge, drop the forearm onto the thighs. Version 1, hold here. This feels really nice, even if you can come into the full version. And from here, breath in. Exhale, drop the fingertips down towards the floor. Belly touches thighs. Spread the toes, let the head hang heavy so the center of the head faces the ground so that the weight of the shoulders come closer to the ears. Okay, showing you from my side perspective. When the hamstrings start to open up, you're going to drive through the heels and lift from the bum, keeping the belly close towards the thighs. Right, hamstrings, if they're really tight, will start to scream at you. That's where you stop. Allowing the body to come closer, elbows to come closer. Good. And so I'm really tight to my body. Claire's keeping that bend within her knees so she's sandwiched. Right, she's allowing to extend as best she can. I can see that shakiness through her legs. That's good. Shakiness is good. It's awakening about the muscles and the release that we need. Let's take one more breath in, letting that all kind of sweep down towards the floor, and an exhale. All right, now this is powerful position. Let's take a breath in. Exhale, bend the knees, drop the hips back. Inhale, sweep the arms forward. Palms face the ground, shoulders away from the ears. Powerful position. Good. Turn the thumbs up, breath in. Stay for a breath out. Inhale, lift the arms up to your range of motion or keep them where they are. Woo! And take an inhale, stretch all the way up, look up. Exhale, hands towards the center line of the chest. Let's take a long breath in and a long breath out. All right, let's come back to Tadasana. Keeping the toes together, heels together. So we have this longer line, drop the arms beside the body. Closing the eyes, tuning back in. Letting that kind of wash over you. Quads, hamstrings, calves, knees, core, hips. Okay, let's come on to the ground, and we'll close that position with Claire in our Supta Badaknasana and Shavasana.
Thanks, Joan. Let's come on to our back. We're going to come into Supta Badaknasana, which means reclined cobbler's pose. So we did this pose seated yesterday. So we come onto our back, feet flat on the floor, bring our feet together, and our knees come out. And then you can always put your hands under your bum or leave your hands under your knees if that's too much. Otherwise, just letting your knees fall to the side, back heavy onto the floor, head heavy onto the floor, arms into a T position. We're going to stay here for a minute, just focusing on our breath, letting gravity slowly opening our pelvis and our knees closer to the floor. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Side out through the mouth. Stretch your left leg out and then your right. Coming into Shavasana or corpse pose. I'm going to give you 3 long minutes. So taking your time to really drop in and relax. Just tell me when 3 minutes is over, Joan.
Oh, I'm just going to extend it on the thing.
Okay, just tell me when to.
Now?
Take a deep inhale through the nose. Side out through the mouth. Bring your legs together, bending your legs, coming into that fetal position on either side. And then when you're ready, pushing through the hands to come on up to hand clasp together. Bring your left hand onto your heart and your right on top of your left. Thank you so much for practicing with us. From our light to your light, namaste.